I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Yeah.
Greetings, salutations, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, D. Hearn. Didn't go live last week. I was a little bit under the weather. Come to find out, it was more or less a bronchial infection, I guess you can say. It wasn't any running nose or anything. Just my throat just felt like it was on fire, like allergies on steroids. But I'm a little bit better if I jump away just to clear my throat a little bit. Just don't say, oh, he's got COVID. We already test. We test very often where I'm at, and I actually have one or two left here. So it's not COVID. It's something else. I believe it was allergies. But I'm better today. But anyway, it's been a crazy week as always. It seemed like it's been a few crazy weeks in a row. But today we're going to have some fun. It's a pop-up live, so it's not going to be like your normal thing. But over the weekend, something bad happened, I guess you can say, to most women. This affects you in a host of ways. Roe v. Wade got, I guess you could say the Supreme Court called it unconstitutional. So they pretty much just punted it back to the states, which means that if you live in a state, Texas or Arkansas or Louisiana or any state that's a Republican state, is more than likely you will not be able to have an abortion there. And I think that that's very important. I think it's very unfortunate. I usually will stay away from topics like this because I'm not a woman. And I believe women should be they're better able to describe and to explain how they feel about it. I don't know what it's like to have a woman's body. I don't know what goes on in their mind during that time. And I think it's unfortunate that men, mostly men, older men, decide who can have an abortion. I just think that that's unfair. I just think when you do stuff like that, I just think it's horrible for everybody involved. That's just what I think. I think men should stay and let women do women's stuff. They should have a women council that deals with this issue. And so we had a lot of people discussing it. And one of the things that really disgusted me was the many so-called Christian had something to say about it. And I never really would say something like this to people that had very disparaging things to say about this topic. But today I'm going to have to be a little bit less diplomatic in my approach when I say, shut the and here's why I say that. You're being incredibly disingenuous, and you're being hypocritical. Because if a woman has an abortion, you say, oh, you breaking the law, or you right, you should keep the baby. But when she keeps the baby, you want to sit her down and excoriate her for what, 9 months? So if she has the baby, now she won't have the ridicule. I mean, she have the baby, she have the ridicule. She's the Hester Prynne of the church now. If those of you who don't know who this is Hester Prynne. In a book called, The Scarlet Letter. She was pregnant. She was married, but she was pregnant and they knew her husband was not there. So they excoriated her and put an adultery, an A, on her chest, and she had to walk around. So everybody knew that she was castigated. Everybody knew she was excoriated. Everybody knew that she was an outcast. They knew she was an outcast, and they treated her as such. We do that to a lot of women in church when they have a baby out of wedlock, but now you're the same ones that now you say, oh, you got to have a baby. Why? Because you can beat up on her for 9 more months. I think we could be very hypocritical. And I see some of the nastiest comments from some of you. I've seen some of the nastiest comments. And one person in particular had something to say. This person right here. So do we start a law that charges absent fathers with child neglect? Now, I know this was I've seen dumb comments on both sides. So I guess this was a comment supporting abortion. But it was dumb because it's a false equivalency. This has nothing to do with men. Can we stay on topic? And I've seen comments like this all the time. So when he left this comment, I was like, come on, bro. This has nothing to do with you. We need to understand that this is a woman's issue, and I believe women should have the right to choose. Whether it be good or bad, they have the right. Let women choose what's best for them. Now, I'm not going to say whether I'm for or against. I am for a woman's choice to decide, and that's where I stand. Now, I have my other things that I think about, but I still believe women should decide. Women should decide, because let me show you why. If you are raped by somebody, you mean to tell me I have to have this person's baby? Every time you look in that child's eye, you're going to be remembering what happened. If you give it up for adoption, are these people going to run over and adopt this child? No. This is a moment for them to be self-righteous and sacrilegious, in my opinion. If a woman knows she may die having this child, shouldn't it be her decision whether or not she wants to risk life to bring a life, or should she want to live the rest of her life? What if she has some things going on? We never know the circumstances. That's my point. You never know the circumstances behind a woman's choice. It's not that them, oh, I don't want to be a mother, and they just go and kill it. Sometimes there are extenuating circumstances that make them feel like this is my only option. And I personally believe that it should be their option. God doesn't put an axe over your head and say, choose to serve him, I'm gonna chop your head off. He doesn't do that per se. You know, in the Old Testament, you did get lit up, but that's another story. Okay. And so for those of you who want to use the Bible, let's bring that into light. Do you really think the God of the Old Testament, because it seemed like he had a change of heart in the New Testament, but in the Old Testament, do you think he cared about children? When he says, go kill every woman that has known a man, what is the most ubiquitous way you could tell a woman was with a man? By her being pregnant. Did they spare pregnant women? No, they did not. They killed pregnant women because God told them to. So don't use the Bible as your method to say you should not have abortion. That's going to destroy yourself every single solitary time. And so I usually stay away, because I still think in my heart of hearts that it should be a woman's choice. It should be a woman's choice. And if anything, if it would be a law, I believe women should come up with that law. I believe they should have that and say, look, for health reasons, for whatever. Now, here's my main issue, then we'll go on. Do you remember the case where a lady was raped? Hold on. Got pregnant and had the baby, and the rapist sued her for custody. Yeah, I remember that. That's what I'm saying. It's for me, it's going to lead to something else. This is just step one. This idiot right here says next will be contraceptives, not birth control, contraceptives. Last I checked, that means condoms, man. That's you. That's you. Okay? So birth control, that's you. Contraceptives is what he really said. That's you. That's absolutely you. And he wants to tackle gay marriage. This is just step one. This conservative Supreme Court, whatever they are, and 3 of them lied on national TV. Are you going to get rid of Roe v. Wade? No, I believe it's a woman's right to choose. And what's the first thing you did? Yeah, I know you took it to the states, but we all know how this is going to play out. We all know how this is going to play out. So here's my thing. This is why everybody who says I'm a Democrat, you couldn't be further from the truth. I believe the Democrats are the weakest body of people I've ever seen. The Republicans are playing dirty. They've been playing dirty since Obama. Before Obama, but really when Obama, they amped it up. And they don't care. Once Trump came, they said, oh, we can do this stuff and get away with it. The Democrats are just playing. Why are you pleading to the good part of somebody who show you that they're dishonorable? That's what I don't understand. I usually don't get into politics here, but I'm not a Democrat. I vote right here. I vote right here. I vote the policy, because Democrats, they shown that they in bed with half the Republicans and all of them in bed with the gun manufacturers and everybody else. It's really about money. They don't really care about you. They care about their seats. They care about their positions. They really don't care about you, but they're weaker. The Republicans, what they want and what they think their people want, they're willing to play hardball. They're willing to do whatever. They'll twist the law. They'll twist the rules. They'll do anything in their favor. But the Democrats, we want to plead with our colleagues. No. They don't want to plead with you. They want to play dirty. And if they win the House or the Senate next, you're going to see some crazy things happen. Number one, this January 6th thing is going to go away. Trump's not going to do nothing. They're not going to do anything. And here's the thing. If they lose, they didn't lose. They won because nobody's doing anything about them lying and said the election was stolen. This thing is a whole mess. I say, and I never really push politics here, but I'm saying you should really, really vote your conscience. Really, really do your research. I'm not saying you should vote Republican. I'm not saying you should vote Democrat or Independent or Green Party or whatever you want to vote. I'm saying you should vote your conscience. If you are a good person and you say you are a good person, you should really, really think about the people you support. And with that, we will move on with the show. So I'm happy to be here. So I just had to get that off my, man, listen, I just had to get that off my chest. It's for to be Raw Dog City if that happened. No, it is. And we're going to have more kids. Maybe that's what they want. But I'm really not really for all of this. I'm really not, y'all. I just don't like what's going on. But anyway, today we're going to have a little fun, everybody. We're going to have some fun today because we're going to be talking about something, those of us who are entertainers, who are musicians, who are singers, maybe actors and everything else. We've experienced what happened over the last week. And Preachers Gone Wild will start everything off with what happens when singers fail. All right, listen, I had to go through, I had so many, and so I found some before we move on to the topic at hand. We have some people that, sing in church, and sometimes the organist, you remember the old days when they used to bring the mic towards the organ. Now it's for a talkback for the musicians, but the organist used to actually have an organ, the mic over there to sing. Well, I found something today. Listen, it is too funny. I hope you enjoyed. Here we go.
He passed, he passed, he passed, he passed, he passed, because he passed not me.
Yo, he was literally singing every part. Me first, me first, me first, me first. So if he was to do joy, cha 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 cha, would he sing it all by himself? To me, I would have been cracking up. Now, those of you who know me personally outside of this, you've seen me do my laugh. And it's not, listen, my laugh, my real laugh, when I'm really, really into it, it will run you out of here. You would literally scream out of here. You'd be like, oh my God, that's the funniest laugh ever. But if I was to watch this live in person, you would hear that absolute laugh right there. But see, he's not the only one. Check this out. What happens when somebody is at church, and we've seen this when they did Tevin Campbell Can We Talk, when they bring up a song in church and it just falls flat. Y'all seen that? Well, have you seen this?
And that will make you do right. Go and tell somebody next to it and make you do.
Yo, dude was looking like, what is he doing? Like, is that not the beginning to love and happiness? Somebody's put in the comment section. Is that not the beginning for that? Love and Happiness by what? Al Green? love and happiness. Was they gonna do 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 do? Was they gonna do that? That's what I was waiting on. But he was looking like, bro, what is this? Like, his first reaction was, is this really, really happening? But it gets worse. Now, here's the thing that's really funny. Have you ever been to a church and the singer was just horrible? The singer was just horrible, but then they blame the musician? My musician friends that's watching this and may watch it later. Don't you hate it when that happens? When they're in the wrong key? Because everybody seems to want to say, I have perfect pitch now. No, you do not. Because if you start a song in the wrong key, you don't have perfect pitch. You don't. That's the clear-cut example of perfect pitch, is when you can find the key of the song and you can say, and no matter what, you know the key of that song, you just sing it. So if we say we fall down and we get up, you know what key to go to. But this person decided to blame the musician for her sounding horrible. Y'all want to see it?
To the Lord, yesterday. We won't play this song because I don't know what he's playing. But I'm singing one thing and he's turning it into something else. Was that you playing? So we won't. I'm sorry, but we won't. Because I couldn't. When you minister, you got to come together.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. That's what the anointing does.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong?
No.
Because I'm singing one song, but I love how you was playing. Yeah, he picking it up, but he was just going another.
All right. Change the song. Hurry up.
I gotta be honest. So I don't know what to do.
I absolutely hate that. Had that been me and a few of my constituents, that would have played out really bad. I know, I'm thinking of one in particular, and he plays organ at my 10 o'clock service right now. He definitely would have been like, that ain't me, sis, that's you. You not singing the right song. I mean, that was just totally uncalled for. Why do they do that? You sounded bad. He was actually following you. You just didn't know your own song, Anime Bullock, and you messed up. So she decided to blame him and say, that's what the anointing does. I don't think that has anything to do with the anointing. You just sound bad, sis. Maybe, am I wrong? Y'all can tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But to me, that was just a little bit too much. If you sound bad, see, this is what this is about tonight. Singing and messing up and then blaming someone else. Some of you want to blame the sound person. Some of you want to blame the drums. You want to blame the keyboard player. You want to blame the devil. You want to blame the air conditioner. You want to blame the bum across the street asking for $3. You want to blame everybody but the person that didn't properly prepare to sing that song. So that's what this is about tonight. But having said that, I was at a concert last week. I had the honor to play for the Thompson Community Singers. And even though I played a couple of songs, y'all just don't know what that means to me. I'm a bass player right now because of what I heard back then when they were singing back in the day when they had Jesus Rose and In My Name and all those hits after hits that they had. So for me to get the call to play for the Thompson Community Singers was something that I can never imagine. And I was excited. So while we were there, we were preparing, we were downstairs. So this artist gets up and she sings her songs. Now, she likes to do a lot of talking before she sings, a lot of talking. And it didn't work quite well for her when she got to the song, which I'm going to tell you something else afterwards. But y'all need to check this out. This actually happened. I'm mad that I was downstairs and I couldn't get this firsthand, but you know, the internet is 5,631,003 and 0.
But I'm so glad he's gonna hide me. I'm so glad he's gonna hide me. Yes, he will. Woo.
So real quick before I move on, tell me what you think. Now, me personally, I think this happens to everyone. If you are a singer, especially singers, but musicians, it happens to every last one of us. When you have a bad night, when it just seems like everything's just going wrong. Most of the time, musicians, when we make an error in the song, you better sit back and leave that first opening. You better leave it alone. Nobody fill it in, because the person that messed up, they're going to do the most unbelievable thing right there to try to make up for what they just messed up. It happens like clockwork. You'll miss up. And bass is like on ballads. See, fast songs we kind of get away with. We could probably fake our way into a substitution or get out of it. But in a ballad, if you were supposed to go to a G, but you ended up going to a wrong note, it's like, it rings through the building. Especially if you're in a big building, bass just carries, and it's sad because you can hear it bouncing off the walls, Pauls. You can hear it just, and everybody looking at you like, bro, what you over there doing? But the very next first chance you get, they're like, oh, that happens to musicians. For singers, sometimes it happens. I've very rarely seen it because it's hard to recover, especially when you don't have it. She had a bad day. Here's my point. Here's something that I thought about. The Tommies were there. They were there. I don't know if y'all know this, but Safe in His Arms, that's a Tommy song. So what if that was on their set list and you did their song while you were there? Now, that was the first thing that we thought when we heard it. We didn't hear her finish it because we just finished talking. We didn't hear her struggle. But when we heard, because the Lord is my shepherd, we was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why did she do their song? That's the Tommy song. So the musicians and I, we were downstairs. We were waiting to go up. And so when she sang that song, we all literally looked at each other and said, wait a minute, that's a Tommy song. Why would you do that and we're here? And so we didn't hear the rest. I actually got up when she was doing Long as I Have King Jesus. That's when I got up to set up and, plug my bass in, get ready for us. But I noticed even then that it was something wrong, something that it wasn't quite right. So people were roasting her. This is the internet, which makes it even harder, Pauls, when you are an entertainer or a ministry today, because the internet is undefeated. And if you have a bad day, you know you had a bad day, but they're going to drag you. You know that even people that don't sing, can't sing, dream about singing and still fail, they're going to drag you. That's what they do. It comes with the territory. You can't expect the fame or live in the fame, and then when something bad happens, you want everybody to gloss over it. Doesn't happen like that. I hope that people wouldn't hit below like some of them did, and we're going to talk about that. But yeah, she had a bad day, and she left a comment. She said, this has gotten hilarious. Sound a hot mess. Y'all know what? I've never voiced my opinion of displeasure about anybody to discredit or hurt them online. I just don't judge people like that. But since there are people out there that sit back and wait to hurt me after 37 years of hard work and thousands of shows, I might as well jump on and dog my own self. I was posted on Facebook. Someone edited out a 30-second clip of me being hoarse on the song. It was longer than that, sweetheart. The black towel I used was sweat. And also, every time I sang Safe in His Arms fell wrong. It was used to symbolize God hiding my face. I was dogged for that. I divorced Pastor Whiting 28 years ago, and I've since remarried. I'm so happy for him, and I'm so happy. They say that's the reason. You can't make this stuff up. Somebody said that I should retire. What? The man who hired me would retire me. That was one of the horse reasons. Really? Reason my lazy self went back out singing full-throated after sitting 367 days at home during the pandemic without doing a single show. After 2 vocal surgeries and all the mouths on my throat, I should have known better. My voice doctor was livid. He scoped my cords and placed me on speech and vocal therapy. I'm so much better now. He says there's no permanent damage and I'll be back 100. I'm almost scared to ask for prayer, but I got King Jesus. Okay. FYI, hurt hits every home and everybody. I still love all of you. So apparently she was hurt that people actually went at her, and I understand. But me personally, I feel like this comes with the territory. I'm just knowing that moment's going to happen. If it has not, well, I'll mess up and people be like, man, that bass player sucked. I mean, every time something bad happens, you better believe the internet, everybody wants clout. Everybody's going to want to be seen. So you better believe that it's going to happen to the best of us, the worst of us. It's going to happen. Now, the towel thing, it wouldn't have been so bad if everything else was not falling apart. Then the towel thing, everybody would have still laughed and made a joke of it, but we've seen it. I've seen it do it before. It was just that everything else was bad. And it wasn't just that song. She didn't really have it the whole night. And it happens. We know you was hoarse. We know, we could tell you was hoarse. She did Long As I Got King Jesus. She did what she should have done on this song. A lot of singers that I've seen, when they don't have it, they just take it maybe a register down or maybe a third down instead of singing high. So they may go, they may stay there. They just don't raise up. Now, we'll know why she ain't going up high, and people will still talk about that because that's what church people do. But we would have understood she's hoarse. Maybe she doesn't have it. She want to get through this song. Okay, I would have understood. And I understood that she was hoarse then. And the mic, trust me, when they don't put anything on it, no reverb, no delays. See, people don't know that's what helps you too. Reverbs and delays and all of that, that helps to cover things. When it's just bone dry, pause, then we hear all the mistakes. And speaking of that, before we move on, I want to read some of your comments. What do you guys think of it? Do you think that she was being ultra sensitive about it? You think it comes with the territory? Do you think I'm wrong? Me personally, like I said, I think it comes with the territory. I think everybody makes mistakes. Next week is going to be somebody else. And as these concerts start to pile up and the summer is here, you're going to see way more concerts. The Stellar is coming up. You're going to see a lot more people going live, seeing people sing and mess up. I just think this comes with the territory. I just really do. I really do. Okay? But speaking of mics and everything going bad, we had the versus battle that everybody wants to talk about now. And we're going to touch this and we're going to jump off. This will not be but an hour show, thank God. But I saw bits and pieces and I saw your comments and I said, oh, let's do this. Let's do this. I've always said, and I've been ridiculed and beat for it, but just someone, oh, yeah. I couldn't find the comment when I went to try to find it. I guess they deleted it, but they actually did. They actually did. They actually did say something about her husband. I thought that was wrong. Give me a second. But yeah, that was wrong. They talked about her saying, oh, Pastor Wine divorced us, why she can't sing anymore. And, you know, people can be very, very mean. I'll say that. People can be very, very mean. That has nothing to do with her being able to sing or anything. They went there and that was wrong. But anyway, this versus was very, very, very funny. And it opened up with Ray J. Well, this is the first clip. Y'all check out what Ray J said. Ray J did. Check it out.
Be a superstar. Wish to have a fancy car. Wish to have $1 million bucks. Let's go. Well, I wish I know being in love. So feel me, pretty baby. I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Making love to the break of dawn. Me and you to the baby's born. Till my baby's born.
Can somebody please tell me what that was? That was horrible. A lot of these R&B artists that you think can sing so well, they really can't sing that well. They have a lot of auto-tune, a lot of effects, Melodyne, everything else. If you don't know what Melodyne is, the engineers on here, they know exactly what Melodyne is. With Melodyne, you can see the actual notes that they sang. And you can nudge it up, you can nudge it down, you can make it louder, you can make it softer, you can make it staccato, you can make it legato, you can do everything, you can give it vibrato, you can take the vibrato out. It's so much you can do with Melodyne. People done inconsistent runs on Melodyne. You can see every note of that run, and you can nudge every note of that run to make it cleaner. When you have technology to help you out, a lot of these artists, you think that they can sing. But it's only when you see them in the mic and live that you know they really cannot sing that well. And so he had every excuse known to man, much like the lady that I showed earlier. He had something to say, oh, it was this, it was that, it was this. But check this out. His own sister got on there, and I guess she left a comment and he erased it. But she came back. She came back. Check it out. She says, since we deleting comments, I will comment again. Bro, Pops told me that you didn't drink none of that tea I made for you. He also told me that you were talking all day when I specifically said no talking and only drink water and the special tea I made for you at 4 in the freaking morning. Caught. If I had one wish, you would listen to your big sis sometimes, especially for Versus TV. But I'm hot as hell, Lord have mercy. Shaking my head. When I get off vocal rest, we're going to have a serious conversation. And I'm going to screenshot this comment in case you try to delete it again. And I will post it again. So Brandy had time. I agree with her. I'm not a singer. I'm not. I teach vocals. I may work with choirs, and the things that I work with is mostly discipline, cut-ups and cut-off, mostly producer stuff to make you sound tighter and everything else. I'm not a singer. I can't get up there and do vocal acrobats. I can hold a part. I can teach parts. I could do that very well. I was taught by some great teachers. But when it comes to singing abilities, I did learn a few things from people that I've worked with. Number one, you need to rest. If you have a major concert the day before, you cannot be up all night playing, partying, drinking, smoking, doing everything under the sun. I know that much. You do need to rest. Everybody tells you need to rest. And you can't be talking loud and screaming and everything else. You have possibly one of the major events of the year versus it gets millions and millions and millions of people who watch. Millions of people watch Versus. And if they don't watch it live, they're going to watch it later. So why would you risk getting on Versus sounding like you did? You need rest. You should drink tea. If she made a special tea, she's been singing, and she's still a phenomenal singer after all these years. I'm thinking I'm going to take her advice. I saw Miss Vicky concert in Governor State last, and she sounded just like that for the same state-slated reason. I think her voice is damaged. Susan, I didn't know that. That would be unfortunate. I just know what I heard that day. I mean, even when I got up, I know what I heard, and it was not the best. I hope she does well. I mean, she's been singing a long time. Do I think she should retire? I'm not the person that should put people in retirement. I don't do that. I think people should retire when they feel like they can no longer perform at their highest level. I don't get into those moments where people should dictate when you should retire. I think that's the people who are narcissistic. I think people who really need to sit down with therapists who think so much about everybody else instead of paying attention to what they should be doing. So I don't tell people they should retire. I mean, when we have sports talks, I always say, maybe he needs to wrap it up, pause. But I'm saying, that's just me being a sports fan. But as far as things that they have a passion about doing, I'm not, if she wants to sing, she feel like she can sing, that's fine. The best way you could tell her to retire is just not to attend her concerts. And then she'll know maybe this is the end for me. But if people still come to see her sing or hear her sing and perform, then, hey, keep going, Vicky. That's all I got to say. And I agree. You won't sound the same, not singing. You won't sound the same. Where was that at? Who said that? Brandy Vocal Bible Ready. Oh, yeah, right, Miss Lynn. Who said? I'm looking for this comment. Maurice, you probably won't sound the same at 74. No, you won't. If you have been singing hard, pause, your whole life, you will not sound the same. You will not. I mean, musicians don't play the same if they don't evolve. If they don't evolve, you will sound the same. Singers, you will sound different. But the smart ones knew not to kill their vocals. I mean, for crying out loud, you wasn't doing. Who was that one girl that used to sing high and now she can't sing anymore? She always does that. All I Want for Christmas. Mariah Carey. Yeah, she doesn't sound well right now either. Maybe I don't think she's going to be speaking in the same tone at 74 as she is right now, the way she sounds right. But I believe if you take care of your vocals and you do have proper vocal rest, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Of course, you won't sound the same. Your voice changes, but all our voice changes. It gets deeper. But nevertheless, one thing we don't do is make excuses. I just wish we stopped doing that. Like, even... It's been times I play a powerhouse, and a lot of times my hand just gets numb. We play so long. But if I make a mistake trying to pull off something that I know is very difficult to do, even when I'm fresh, and I don't do it, I just I didn't nail it. And in my head, I'll be like, okay, I didn't nail it. I'll get home and work on it. But I'll know this is the reason. Now, if somebody was to ask me what happened on that lick, I'd be like, man, I tried to pull it off. I couldn't, and sometimes I say that's it. But they'd be like, were you hurting? And I say, yeah, I had a little something, whatever. I just think that when you go on a rampage making excuses, it kind of exacerbates the situation. Like Ray J, he had a lot of excuses, but he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. But I want to hear the excuse, if there is any excuse, for this.
Hey. Y'all think it sound crazy. He's not. If we tried that, we could. Hey. Somewhere to climb. It's warm long as you were. Hey, yo, stop. Come on. Is this verses of baby, you got a body like a bench. I know they. Y'all give it up for Jeremiah. Y'all give it up for. Hey, you dirty.
Listen. Listen. What was that? What was that? What was that going? What was he thinking about when he did that? When he grabbed the mic and he went, what was this? And you can hear Mario. Listen, I got to play it one more time. I want you guys to listen to the bass, and I want y'all to listen. You can hear Mario in the background. You say, y'all sound crazy. You got to listen. Just one more time, please. Here we go.
Hey. Y'all think it sound crazy. He's not. If we tried that, we could. Hey. Somewhere to climb. It's warm long as you were. Hey, yo, stop. Come on. Is this verses of baby, you got a body like a bench. I know they. Y'all give it.
It's the guitar player for me, though. I'm like, dude, here's the thing. I'm not a singer. I am not a singer. I'm not. I can, now, if I was to get a mic and I had to sing a song, I would sing it flat foot, no runs. I sing it and get through it. But if you want me to do all that, it's not going to happen. But I'm going to sound more like Luther Vandross. Always and forever, each moment with you is just like a dream to me and you. That somehow, okay, I'm gonna go in my voice, my vocal range. I'm not gonna be up here doing all this whining and all that kind of junk. Ugh. But here's the thing. I think that they all sounded a little whiny to me, and I'm gonna get into that a little later. But it just didn't, for me, that's why I don't really particularly care for R&B these days. It just sounds like a bunch of, anyway, you do have, I have a low voice. It's just low. That's what I have. Thank you very much. But I just have a low voice. It's just deep. But if I had to sing, I get up there and sing my little two notes, Mary Had a Little Lamb or whatever I can think of, and then I'm going to jump off of there. That's exactly what's going to happen. They were terrible. They absolutely, absolutely were terrible. But see, it's one thing. It is one thing to actually sing bad, but when you start to bring, props in there, you start to look real silly. You don't bring props. The one props that I don't even like was when they bring a woman, or when a woman brings a man, or a man brings a man, or a woman brings a woman. We've seen that too. But you bring them on stage and you do your little thing with them. That's been done all the way since Bobby Brown used to do it. I don't care what you guys say. I have a newfound respect for Bobby Brown after watching that documentary. If you have not seen it, you need to watch it. But nobody did it better than him. That's my opinion. I'm going to stick to it. Nobody did it better than Bobby Brown. But if you're going to have a prop, do a prop like that, especially if it's going to be sensual. If it's going to be sensual. But we saw something that happened. I don't know why he brought his child up there. He sounded like sexual chocolate. Yeah, he did sound like sexual chocolate. He sounded like sexual chocolate, all right. He sounded really, really zesty. D is bad when you sing. Hold on, what is it? When you sing bad, but then you don't know. Dude, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It happened all night, bro. It happened all night. I'm sitting up here like, bro, what is going on here? It's like, are you serious? Listen. I understand you want to sing these songs, and we've all been there, because sometimes the crowd hype, you think you sound good, and it's only till you hear the playback that you, man, I shouldn't have gone there. I should have just kept it, whatever. But I'm going to be honest with you. What I saw, me as a producer, as a musician, professional musician, on another level musician, I just do gospel music, I understand, but it's still a level. I've been in this game. What I saw was totally, we gonna get to that. Anyway, this dude decided to bring props to the stage. Here we go.
We got props.
Even though you're all alone when I am gone, I just wanna keep you warm. I'm coming back. Yes, I'll be there, yeah. Yes, I'll be there. Like the butterfly.
I had my little gifts going while they were singing. Can somebody please tell me what the heck that was? Can somebody please tell me what that was?
That ain't that deep, homie.
Why? Okay. Do y'all have children in the room? I'm gonna give you a second. To get your kids out of here, because we're about to have an adult conversation right now. So if you have children in the room, or if you have them speakers on, I think you need to put those speakers in your ear. We're about to have an adult conversation. I'll give you a second. Let me know when you are ready. Okay, you had your time. The kids should have been gone, because my kids go to the room, they jump up and go. Now you may have to lash out the whip or whatever, however you discipline your kids. I'm not going to tell you that it's right. Do what you need to do to get them out the room. But here we go. Last I checked. Now, I'm not a sexologist. I'm not. I don't know about all that stuff. I've seen a few episodes of Real Sex. I've seen, movies and documentaries about this stuff. So I'm not uneducated on the things that are sexual. But I've never seen the connotation used for any part of a female anatomy that was a watermelon. I would think papayas, peaches, maybe oranges, because when you split an orange open and you look at it, you can kind of see maybe. So if you had an orange and you decided to do something like that, can somebody please help me understand how a watermelon could be used as a colloquialism for sex, for any part? That's sloppy. And for anything, this just me, if anything, it looks kind of sus. Because you sloppy that's not a vajayjay that you doing that with. I'm not going to go that deep, but just know this person knows what that is. This person knows what that is. I'm very aware. And I'm not, listen, men, we're going to have our own men night when we talk about this. It won't be tonight. But most of the men that's watching this, we know what's up. If you care about a woman, like we do. We care about pleasing you. We care about you getting yours. We do know things about a woman, and a watermelon ain't one of them. I would never bring a watermelon. I don't even like watermelon. I don't even like watermelon. So why would I lick and sop and hock on a watermelon thinking that's sexual? What looked sensual about that? Ladies, watching this, tell me right now, what looked sensual about this man slobbing on that watermelon? That looked sus to me. It looked sus. When I saw that, I was like, hey, you dirty. I felt like a woman was like he was with some dude. He don't know what he's doing. Okay, now I need to see these comments. He don't know what he's doing. I'm sure. Woo! Where you at? Where's that? Bro, you cut deep on this one. Woo! You pulled no punches on that one. I'm gonna give you. Listen, but well, stop. Y'all can stop clapping. But check this out. When he was doing this, it's probably because, yeah, it gets juicy, but so does a peach. A peach that's ripe, when you cut it open, it is juice everywhere. You ever bit into a ripe peach? You ever split an orange that's juicy? When you cut that orange and it just, we know good dang on well, those things are more, they look more like female genitalia than a watermelon. What in the world? We know that. You made me cough. Somebody said finish it. I'm about to, look, let's watch it again while I get myself together.
We got props.
Even though you're all alone when I am gone, I just wanna keep you warm. I'm coming back. Yes, I'll be there, yeah. Yes, I'll be there. About to butterfly.
He sounded like a drunk goat, man. And he sounded like he had what I got when I'm dealing with allergies, running eyes, scratchy throats. That watermelon is good in country. It's good in country, all right. It's real good in country. But if he tried, listen, let me be honest. If I was to get with a woman and I was to say, I'm about to sop you up like a watermelon, she would, nigga, please. It would not be good. It would not be good. But as usual, people had something to say about it. They were roasting him and his brother for the watermelon because he sounded pretty bad. I just got clips of him. I didn't want to post the whole performance. I didn't want to get hit. Even though I don't really care about this. This live is just me having fun. But he had excuses. But he decided to get raw with the people. When people were saying, people B2K, his other ex group, they had some things to say about him. They had some things, they were leaving memes. I guess they had their little shot at him. Man, he came back. Check it out. He came back and said, and I got the scroll going because I'm going to read this real time with you guys. So when it scrolls up, here we go. I love all the jokes and opinions. Y'all are hilarious. I'm enjoying the creativity. If you're lucky enough to be in the business for 22 years, you understand at some point you would experience malfunctions. That's what he's calling it. It comes with being an artist and making yourself vulnerable to the world. But to my 3 background dancers, I'm not surprised because this is how y'all always been, even while in the group, praying for my downfall. Well, keep praying because I'm overbooked and busy. Meanwhile, y'all got to go get a job other than hating on, I heard UPS is hiring. Hating from the outside, the club, and can't get in. Book comes soon. Full Circle album coming soon. Versus check cleared. Book and busy. O'Millan, R&B, unbothered, choose joy. So he had all that to say with all them hashtags. He had all that to say. So he wanted to smoke. Me personally, I don't think it was a malfunction. I heard he had something to say about Mario. Kind of took a shot at him, but they were going back and forth on that whole night. And Mario was like, dude, what is this? What is it? I mean, I heard he brought Tank on the stage and everything else. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? What is going on? But it appears that, I don't know B2K like that, but one of the singers, I think his name is J Bug or something like that, he has spoke back for Omarion. And listen, now this is going to be a long read because it was a read. You hear me? He was like,
if you think I'm here to play around with y'all, got on that.
He was ready for him. He was ready. And whew, y'all hope y'all, woo, when I finish reading this, woo, I was like, whoa, he had time. So I hope you guys are ready. Tank likes watermelon too. Exactly. Extremely. Tank like, I bet he does. Okay, let's get to what J Bug said though. These are crazy. They're gonna be. He left 9 posts. 9. So let's go. It's sad when you see ones you grew up with. I should have been with, but also you, huh? But wait, huh? You grew up, turn out the way they do. The wise lead future wizards. I'll be that. The wise one. You shouldn't have been in a rush to skip class. Now you're fifth year senior playing ball with a GPA of 2.3, barely passing. If this don't work, LOL. Remember the kids you clown for not having the fashion, but at the award ceremony in school, they were the ones winning principal's honor roll? Yeah, you were cool then, but they were focused. That's probably going to be your boss in the future. It probably sucks to be a slave to something you gave your life to, but never mastered. Now you stuck in this S with no other options to be on top, and now your view is from the bottom looking up. Wow. So he had some words to say, and it gets over. It gets real deep. I don't know what he was saying, where he said, admiring your spot once held, not able to conquer it ever again. Time spent in a selfish mindset, not valuing the gems right next to you, learning from nothing, earning no knowledge from the geniuses amongst you. At night, I know you wonder to yourself, what am I doing wrong? To not accept the blessing that was put into your life, a life that me and you know you were living, you're ungrateful. Fame is a hell of a drug. I know when we were together as a group, you wanted to be the most famous, AKA the most favorite. But that wasn't the case. Fizz and Boog were the favorites. I don't know if I agree with that. And you couldn't understand that because you sung all the leads by old school group design. But the one who only talked on the track and in the interviews were me, and I guess it's going to finish. Wait a minute. I don't know if I agree with that. I actually think Omarion was the face of B2K. I mean, stop me if I'm wrong. Can somebody please tell me if I'm wrong? Was Omarion not the face of B2K? I don't think it was Boog. I mean, I barely even knew him. If anything, I would say Fizz and maybe Raz. But Boog? I don't know about that. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Stop me if I'm wrong. I would see Raz. People like Raz, and I think they like Lil Fizz, but I didn't know about you, Boog. I don't know. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. But he said the other guy who rapped on our singles, Fizz, we're getting more love than you. That's not my fault. But I never was mad that I could sing on your level. That I couldn't sing on your level. Oh, I could sing, but never got a chance. I was just a young boy from Compton, happy to be a part. It's supposed to be a part, not a part of the group and out of my situation. I was almost more of a talent than how I was used, but I am still grateful. I was a part of a machine. You give off the impression as if you did me a favor. Shall I take you back to when, because of your vocal, we visited every record label in the business and was turned down twice? Wow. Ninja, you were singing background for a minute when Max Goose brought in another lead singer to try to make records sound better to help him try to get us a deal. Whoa. So Miss Lynn says he wasn't the face. Okay. he wasn't the face, but sung most of the leads. But I mean, he said the old school way. Like I guess that's why. That's why he would say they did that David Ruffin, because the Temptations always felt like there was no but one person above the crew. They always felt like there was no lead singer. So wow, didn't know that. Thank you, Miss Lynn. It kind of makes sense now. Thank you. Okay, let's go on. Woo. Look, Lost, almost like you looking for us to feed off of. You were never a solo artist. You were a fame hog. And that got the best of you. The fact that everyone wasn't screaming Omarion drove you crazy because you were giving it all you had. Okay. Standing next to us was really hard for you. So you took your opportunity to leave and only be seen by yourself. So if anyone showed up, even if it was 5 people, they were there to see you. To be a part, not a part of a brand that is bigger than you is hard for you to accept. But one who tears down his own work is a poisoned individual. To call me a background dancer is funny. Shall we discuss the truth behind those records were really made? I was there. And you were not in the booth for a lot of the vocals that were put on. Oh, we need to keep this on. Hold on. That were put on those songs. From your lead vocal, not fully being you, listen to that first album and you'll hear Steve Russell in and out of those leads and the hooks of the first album until I took over on the second album. Me landing a lead on our second single, F with you, because our number 1 single, Bump, 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 I sang the hook on it and brought it attention to the label, and that group was able to evolve, and Troy Taylor made the call and put me on the first verse of Girlfriend after I had already sung that hook earlier that day. It was written all over your face because me and Fizz talked about it that day at the session. I was already more loved in the group by the fans, and now I had a lead. You knew it was a wrap for you, and it didn't help that Fizz was the most popular and the label had already gave him a solo deal before you even had a conversation with them about one. Tell the truth when you try and lie to the people because the lack of their knowledge on this situation. Shall we talk about why you broke the group up originally? You were looking for a way out before anything ever happened. And because a chick you liked, could it be April? That didn't like you got smashed, you went and did the ultimate snake S. You took a bonding conversation amongst us boys that normally brought us closer and took the information and ratted us out. We always thought those conversations were confidential, just between us, but you knew what you were doing. Okay, let me stop there for a second. So, when he says that thing that was confidential, was that when he ratted out, you think he's the leak about Raspy and all the sexual stuff that went on and whatever? Is that what this is alluding to? Because, man, that would be crazy. That's deep. That's deep to me. What do you think? What do you guys think? But he had time. But you knew what you were doing. We had rules. No messing around on the road with a bunch of girls. That should be a rule across everybody. We confided in you in the mistakes we made, and you went home and told on us getting kicked out of the house and breaking the group up. Over a chick, you knew that business was already shaky because of us wanting to renegotiate our deal. So you took that opportunity to throw us off the ship and take the boat. Got your mama a house and your brother a deal to turn your back on your boys. Same thing you did with the tour. You was broke as F in 2018 in major debt from taking loans from ninjas. I got the recording of you begging me. Literally begging me to sign my contract for the tour because I wasn't going. The money wasn't worth it. Whatever. Because the money wasn't worth it. Come on, Boogie, just do it. Let's do it for our kid. Let's get this money. Yeah, Ninja, that was you. And soon as the fire was back lit, you threw us off the ship and took off with the boat again. Funny thing is, every time you took off with the boat, you got jacked for it. Chris Brown took your career and Bow Wow just took your tour. Shaking my effing head. Wow. That's what happens when you try to use people as a launch pad. It's levels to this S-O, and I'm here to break it down for you. So all the S that happened to you probably makes sense in the world now on why it happened. You throw stones and hide your hands. Ninja, I saw your Whack A show in the Millennium Tour too, kicking down chairs. Wow. You didn't do that the night hold on, where is that? You didn't the night we was on stage with you in LA though. Your little slick comment on TMZ, your sneak post on Shade Room, I am B2K and the verses claiming them is all your vocal on B2K records. You lame for all this, S-fam. Don't run from your legacy. What we did in such a short time is still a major topic. B2K will forever be your origin. And from the looks of it, the peak for your career. Omarion is a brand, I give you that, but it's not bigger than B2K, which is your brand as well. So stop the de-edification and at least let it have life left for you come crawling. Wait, for when you come crawling back to it. Okay. You and I know what the people want. From the world to the feedback and all the meanings that you're getting turned down in right now. The industry is watching you along with the world, and we're all thinking the same thing. What the heck is he thinking? If I was a backup dancer, you were a dancer with a record deal. Neither of us was singing, fool. Welcome to the jungle, Ninja. I hope you survive the night. They have my eyes running. So tell me, you guys, what you think about that. What do you think about that? It's unfortunate that that had to play out all on social media. I think that should have been, okay, this was before April. Okay, cool. I think that this should have been done in private, but Omarion took it to social media. So here's where it is. He did go for his jugular. He read him his rights. But we did have good singing that night. We did. And Mario brought it all night.
To make me feel alright. You see that old? Hey, yo, what up? You may think that I'm complaining, but that's not the case. All I'm saying is my body gets weak. Baby, I need sleep, but I gotta keep traveling on the road, doing these shows for verses. Yeah, it's the rules of the game that I chose to play. But sometimes I wanna say,
yeah, Mario. Mario was the dude. Mario stole the show. And he was taking shots at him the whole time. He won this versus very easy. Now, what is the biggest point to take away from here? Yeah, the guitar player was sweet. I need to know who that is. They tried to take it private. Okay. And Marion took it public when he was on TV. He always does that. It just seemed like Boog may have been right. Boog may have been right. But here's my thing. A lot of people like to rip up gospel artists, and I get it. You know, gospel doesn't generate a lot of resources. It's not necessarily the top money getter out of all the genres. But one thing I can say about gospel music that I love, a lot of these people can really, really sing with no auto-tune, with no vocal line, with no melodyne, without anything. These people can really, really sing. I played for countless artists from, man, you name them. If I wasn't playing for them where they bought my ticket, I was at least in the building and asked to play, or I was there. I've seen their preparation. I've seen what they do. I've heard them in sound check. I've been there. One thing I can say about gospel artists, they can sing. So if they was to do a versus, Fred Hammond would bring it. Marvin Sapp would bring it. Donnie would bring it. Yolanda Adams would bring it. When you start getting to the choirs and groups, and yes, a lot of us are using stems, but even without the stems, they still can sing. Gospel artists, we're unfamiliar with this. Yeah, we've had some less than stellar moments. It happens to everybody. I've said that. But one thing I don't, and I'm saying this to say, I'm in a few groups where a lot of people like to rip up gospel artists. Where's your excuse now? Because the last few R&B ones I saw wasn't that sweet. It was okay, but they weren't that sweet. Do you need auto-tune? Do you need Melodyne? Do you need the best producers to layer your vocals 50,000 times to make you sound like something? Because the people, even though Mario can sing, what is up with these men sounding whiny? What happened to the Luther Vandrosses and all those deep, nice sounding, nice rich tones? Now everybody whining. So when they call you and you pick up the phone, hello, hi, how you doing? Where we going tonight? I mean, what is it with this? I just don't understand this whole new thing. I'm old school. I understand that I'm showing my age and I do have a preference. But I take personal offense when I see people going at gospel artists. But I'm around gospel artists that can actually sing. And they'll blow y'all out the water singing y'all own songs. But these one song, simple songs with hooks and choruses, you get on verses and you destroy and made, this was not good for you. It was absolutely, totally horrible. And these are some of these are not, they some real names. Now you got some ones that can really sing, but I'm just saying, these younger ones, I don't understand. I really don't. If they did an R&B versus gospel, just straight vocals, gospel would rip the floor with them. They rip the floor. Not with our best. Get our best singers. Get our best singers. Get your best singers. Because Brandy gonna bring it. We know that. But that's, technically speaking, Brandy did grow up in church though. See, that's the thing. A lot of these singers got their start in church. That's another thing that that you don't want to talk about. Don't come talking about R&B singers better than church when they get their musicians and singers from church. Most of their BGVs is from church. Which brings me to this. A lot of these BGVs that sing with these R&B artists, I know some of them. Not all of them, not a lot of them, but I know quite a few of them. And they're great singers. And I'm sitting up here like, why are you singing background when you are very good? You can actually sing lead. You better than the person standing in front of you. And here we got another case of it right here, even with the whole B2K, whatever. I'm just really just flabbergasted. This is why I say, look, they're just different. R&B is not better than gospel. Gospel's not, you could say it's not better. They're different. We just prefer one over the other. But I don't like that some R&B people, now, some of you church musicians, you are church musicians. You're not playing R&B. You play church. But you always want to throw and say, oh, well, church singers and musicians, they're not like R&B. Yes, they are. They technically are. But what you saw on this show that I just showed you now is what I'm talking about. They were horrible. Absolutely horrible. That was horrible. It sounded horrible. The stream mix was horrible. What was good about the stream? Tell me, Mario. Mario was the best thing. And like I said, I can only listen to that a few minutes because after a while, the whining's going to get to me. I want to hear some real singing. I don't know. Maybe I'm showing my age. But all the back and forth, the excuses, and I'm hearing that, he said it was Mario's sound engineer. Those dudes listen. He's paid to do a job. He's not going to sabotage his career just to make one artist who's not even the headliner look better. You just suck that night. That's just it. Who? Oh, the RJ? Okay, I'll play it one more time. Where is it? Here it is.
Be a superstar. Wish to have a fancy car. Wish to have $1 million bucks.
Let's go.
Well, I wish I know being in love. So feel me, pretty baby. I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Making love to the break of dawn. Me and you to the baby's born. Till my baby's born.
Yo, sing, come on.
Till my baby's born. Till my baby's born.
His own son didn't want to have, his own son later on this show, and I'm sure he whispered in his ear, Let me borrow $20 to tomorrow. But he definitely no. That was bad. It was bad. No sound. You're right, and I'm glad you're saying that. No sound engineer could have made this happen. No sound engineer could have made this happen. None. And I just think that they just made excuses. It was horrible. It was awful. It was bad. It was terrible. Don't ever. Now, if we ever did do an R&B, I think it'd be lit. I think we should have live bands too. Bring the best R&B artists. I mean, do the best 5. That would be lit. Do the best 5 R&B artists and do the best 5 gospel artists. Let them bring their band. Let them bring the bands. That would be lit. Now, we don't do hit for hits. We know they got hits, but let's just do a battle. Do your best 2-3 songs, because that's what they did. They didn't really do a whole lot of songs. I think that would be lit. I would watch it. What you think? I think that'd be lit. I'll watch it. I don't know. But I have fun doing this, but I do. When I saw this, I said, I'm going to do a pop-up live. I'm going to do this. Just have some fun on a Sunday night. Since it's a Sunday night that I'm free. And I am going live tomorrow. I was able to put together a decent show for you tomorrow. Something that happened over last week. It was bad. A friend of mine's church got it was something bad that happened. And we're going to talk about what I don't understand. Let me see what you're saying. What did they have them on for so long? I don't know. Oh, the pre-card. I don't know. I heard the pre-card was like 2 hours. And I'm like, what do you have a long pre-card for? For what reason? I just didn't like it. Now, let me say this and I'm going to go. I really stopped watching the verses when I think it was really during the pandemic when everybody was locked down. It had a good thing. It was a good thing going. Everybody was like entertained by it. I just don't think it has the same a million. He says a million, but I don't think it has the same luster. I just don't. I don't think it has the same luster. I don't think it has the same intensity. I don't think it has the same. People are not really feeling it. So I think they got to go extra for it. It just seemed like it was just disarray. And I don't like chaotic stuff. You know, I like when stuff is well put together. I like it when people are, actually, where it's actually flowing right. It seemed like it was just thrown together. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I felt about it. I don't know. We need commission versus wineness. I don't even want to see that. Because that, for one, they wouldn't be able to get Fred involved. They wouldn't get Fred involved. And I don't even think Marvin would want to do it. So, I mean, good luck. I mean, it would be a good one, but good luck. I don't think it would ever happen. And then you have to get all the whiners on one accord. I'm not saying they're not on one accord. I just don't think that's going to happen. I really just want to see. I want to see a good one. I want to see a good verses. No more of this. No more of this. No more of this. If it's not someone that really has great vocal ability, I don't think they should do it. I don't ever want to sit through the little clips that I sat through. I don't want to sit through that anymore. I mean, I think we as consumers, we need to start saying enough. We're not going to settle for this. We're just not going to watch it. That's subpar. You got the resources to make it better. Versus you have the resources. So I don't understand why the sound sounded like that, even on the stream. You have the resources. I don't understand. I heard Fred said that he would do it. So if Fred said that he would do it, then it would be worth it, maybe trying it. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see that. I mean, they both got hits, but I'm not sure, man. I don't know. There ain't too many verses in gospel I want to see now. Not really. Because we're so commission and mine is maybe, I guess. Who else? Who else would we want to see? Who else? This verses period. Who else would you want to see? And I'm going to tell y'all right now, Ricky is not interested in doing any verses. I know people been trying to get us to do James Hall versus Ricky in a long time. That's not going to happen. Ricky is not interested. He's just not. He don't want to do them. He said we got other things we trying to do, so I don't really think he wants to do that. And Ricky doesn't want to do any of that. But I think it should be the top 5 gospel, top 5 R&B. Let them have a live band and let them just go for it. And let it be organized. Jesus, people just jumping all across the stage. That was just, that was chaotic, man. That was chaotic. But I'm glad you guys joined me. This was fun for me, definitely. I don't know. It was fun for me. I just got to watch this one more time.
Y'all make it sound crazy.
He's not. If we tried that, we could. Somewhere to climb.
Do-do-do. It's the do-do-do for me, man. Did y'all hear when he said y'all ninjas sound crazy? They did sound crazy. But anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. But not next week. Who the top 5 gospel artists? I guess we would have to decide. They should have cut his mic off, Nicola. They should have cut his mic off and let him just go his own way. That was horrible. They definitely should have done that. I think that would have been better. But tomorrow I'm going to cover, is it still here? Yeah, it's still here. Tomorrow I'm going to cover this. I'm going to cover Hebrew Israelites tomorrow. This is going to be a very, 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 very interesting topic. I'm inviting, if you know any Hebrew Israelites or anybody that subscribes to that theology, I invite you to tell them to come over here, have a discussion with me. We can talk about these things because they have been rolling up to people's churches. They have been rolling up to people's churches, but like setting up stages with microphones and speakers outside of people's churches, confronting pastors. So I was going to let it go until they actually confronted a friend of mine's father who I met personally, who I admire. So we're going to talk about this tomorrow. Huh? Oh, yeah. Can't wait for you about to get into that. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it right now. Fantasia, I would love to see her. Yeah, he should have saw the people's faces. Yeah, he was horrible. But I'm going to get into it tomorrow. I know this is going to be one. I just hope that somebody, if you know anybody, I know some of us know some. Tomorrow's the day. Let's go. Because I want you to explain to me what you failed to explain to everybody else. And here's the thing. You better come ready because I'm surely going to come ready, locked and loaded. And not to, some people, I had a discussion with a friend of mine. He was like, is it edifying? It's not edifying. I believe it's something to be learned. I believe it's something to be learned, if nothing else, the people who watch it. There's something you can learn. There's something you could take away and that can help you. It can gain instruction or it can be pedagogical. You can learn something from anything, but I especially believe that you can learn something because a lot of times we are presented with theology that we just totally summarily dismiss when sometimes you can pull the meat from the bones and spit the bones out. You know, you can do that with just about everything. But I think in us having conversation or dialogue, we can have a better understanding because it seems to be they want to attack the Christian church. And I don't think that the way that they're going about doing it, showing up to people's church, harassing them, I just don't think that that's the way you should do it. But maybe somebody can come on here and tell me why do they do it. You can have a discussion with me without coming to my church, disrupting my people, setting up mics and bringing 60 people or 70 people or 100 people lined up outside. Now, the thing that I've been seeing that I'm going to say again tomorrow, there has been an increase of young men from 35 and under joining these groups. So if you look around your church and you see that there's not a lot of men under 35 and under, look no further than they've been going to Hebrew Israelites, they've been going to Muslims, they've been going to everywhere else but our churches. And that's something, or at home. But men, because men lack identity in our community, unfortunately. We can debate, but I don't really think it is. We lack identity. We don't know what our role is. We don't know what we're supposed to do. It is so jacked up. I mean, one of the things on the platform is to try to make you aware. I mean, even though it angers or it cause cognitive dissonance in some people, that's my attempt to bring this kind of awareness. But when you think about it, if you're young and impressionable and somebody comes giving you information that you've never heard before, it can be a bit much for you, and you can kind of gravitate to it because it makes you feel important. It gives you a sense of identity, and it makes you want to be a part of something else. So if all you've heard your whole life is God's getting ready to, and lift your hands and do this, and God's getting ready, and God's going to bless you, and God's going to give you a house and home, and then you hear them all the time cater to those people who are not men, when you hear that, it turns off a lot of men, and it leaves them vulnerable to be taken into by other groups. So tomorrow we're going to touch on that. We're going to have fun with that. Never heard about these Hebrew Israelites. Really? You never heard of them? Yeah. I already talked about that. That's crazy. I think it's a prelude to other things. I think there's other things going to happen. You know, when you don't vote, you can't complain. They've been, like I said, the Republicans been planning this for a long time, and they are willing, they are committed, which brings me to this thing, and then I'm going to go. In politics, pretty much anything, but mostly in politics, what we've learned, the most committed will win. And if January 6th didn't tell you anything, it shows you how committed the other side is. See, the left, they're kind of weak. They'll march and they'll yell, but they're not willing to take the gloves off and get dirty. They want to, they don't want to do that. They don't want to get dirty. But like I said, the second the Senate turns back red and the House becomes Republican again, they're going to take them gloves off and they're going to be nasty. Because I'm telling you, they're going to be nasty. And y'all going to be like, what? You going to be, don't save your outrage because you had a chance to do something about it. Now, the Democrats are in a perfect position. They have the majority. So if they actually put forth a bill and they say, hey, abortion will be made law, legal abortion will be made law, because right now it's not. If they actually put that bill into play and Biden signs it, then they would have gained a win. And I think that's going to show in the polls come November for them. But that would require them to, I think, get rid of the filibuster or whatever. And they're not willing to do that. Like I said, they want to play by the rules or whatever. But the Republicans, the second they win, if they get it by one person, where it's 49-51 in the Senate, oh, you better believe they're going to play it. They don't care. They play dirty. They play dirty. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're going to shut down that J6 committee. They're going to get everybody off. Nothing's going to happen. And you know what that's going to say? At any time, I don't think people really take into consideration. They actually went into Capitol Hill looking for the vice president of the United States to kill him. I mean, for people to be like, oh, that's no big deal. Are you freaking kidding me? They tear gassed Black Lives Matter people just for protesting. But then they allow these people, because none of them, not many of them were named Jamal, Raekwon, or whatever. None of them were named that. Because if it was Black Lives Matter, they went in there and did that, they'd have brought the electric chair to their home. And we have to live with that reality. So I know we got some Trump supporters and some right-wing people out here that look like me. I'm still not understanding why, but we got some of those people that don't understand that. And that's crazy to me. What are you saying? So with the looming recession, high gas prices, I don't know, because I don't know who he's running against. I don't. And I'm not, from what I know about economics, I'm sure you probably studied it at a collegiate level. We can't really put all of this on him. Some of this stuff is residual from the last presidency that's just now taken to fruition. We know how these things work fiscally. We know how these things work. So we can't really put all of the blame on him. He can shoulder some of the blame, but he can't shoulder all of the blame. You know, some of this stuff is a carryover from what happened from the last administration that they were saying was going to happen during that administration that's happening now. And then you got the war with Ukraine. I don't know what you can do with that. Can you escalate that? Can you bring in United States troops? Then you're going to get people saying, why are we sending our troops in to end this war faster? Then you don't know if China's going to get involved. You don't know what's going to happen with that. It's real tricky. And I think right now I'm not ready to put all of the blame on Biden. He certainly should show some of it, but I'm not ready to put all of it on him. Yeah, but I mean, we gain a lot of our oil from Russia too, though. A lot of our oil came from them too. And so now that we have, man, it's not, I don't think it's an easy fix here. I just don't. I think that's what's really, really causing a major issue is this war. I really think so. And I think, and another thing, we should see, this is the thing that nobody wants to talk about. We should have gone to clean energy a long time ago. We should have been, most of our cars should have been electric by now. We wouldn't have had this issue. But when they were trying to do it, you had those Republicans that were saying, no, 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 no. So now here we are where we wouldn't even been bothered. Okay, the gas price is high. I got an electric car. We should have been on clean energy. We should have been on electric cars. We should have been there right now. But we still was pussyfooting around with the Republican Party who wanted to keep that, or probably because most of them benefited, pretty much all of them benefited. And that goes all the way back to Obama. I don't think we were ever energy independent. I don't think we ever were. I mean, not if United States, last I checked, are we an import or export country? Our economy is mostly import, right? I don't know. Biden just took off Band-Aid. Well, yeah, I like I said, I believe Biden has some blame. I'm not going to ever say he's blameless. But before I decide to throw him out of office, I want to know what weasel is going to come. Because if it's DeSantis, oh no, he's worse. He's worse. That man oh God, no. Okay, we're both. Okay, I always thought that we were export. I think the stuff that we import is stuff goods from China. We import oil. I mean, we have our own, but nothing like they do have in Russia and nothing like they have in the Middle East. But I just think that we should have gone to clean energy a long time. I just think we should have been there already. We were messing around, but like you said, somebody posted that we benefited. Would you take Trump back? I would sooner bathe in AIDS blood and needles and eat a burger sandwich with bad breath than to take Trump back. I would rather run backwards through a cornfield butt naked with some lube. Really, I would rather dive in blood and bacon sauce and take a dip in a Shark Tank than have Trump back. I will absolutely never want Trump back. The Saudi prince had an American journalist killed, and now we're going to ask him. Yeah, I mean, good Lord. But see, here's the thing. He had an American journalist killed, but guess what? Who is in office that could have done something about it? You see what I'm saying? So it's like residual. So now we got to go beg him for oil. Yeah, I said bacon sauce. I think sharks eat bacon. I think they do. But I think, and let's do this tomorrow. Let's pick this up tomorrow. We can talk about this tomorrow. I've already been on here 30 minutes longer than I want it to be. And so I'm going to jump off of here. Tomorrow we're going to have fun talking about this Hebrew Israelite situation. I hope that you guys would join me. And there was something else I was going to tell you. Oh, yeah. I am in Atlanta in 2 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. I think in 3 weeks for the Stellars. If you live in the Atlanta area and you would like to break bread, it was nice to be in San Antonio. I did run into a few of my friends there, and I was so happy to see you. One of my friends that beats me in chess all the time. He came up to the stage. It was nice to meet him. I broke bread with some friends. Man, it was an awesome time when I went to Texas, and I want to do it again in Atlanta. I'm there pretty much that whole week. So if you want to break bread with me, let me know. Hit my inbox. I will be in Atlanta in your area. So if you want to hang out with me, it'd be nice. I'm always happy to see you. I'm always happy to see people that I meet online or people who follow me and watch me here. And so it'd be, thank you very much. Thank you. It'd be fun to run into you. You know, you can't do a show. Now, I can't do a short show. We actually sitting here shooting the breeze right now. I'm actually done because we've already done this horrible singing and we've ran through. But I'm gonna leave with this. I think Amarion needs to reevaluate everything. I think he needs to reevaluate. If what J Boog said is true, you need to work that out, bro. You need to humility goes a long way. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. A lot of times a lot of things that we do and we say, you need to watch it because some things you can take back, you can reconcile, but some things are so hurtful that it can not be fixed. I mean, we believe that you're supposed to forgive, but it starts with that person. You have to ask for forgiveness, and I think right now is a perfect time for you to say, hey, bros, y'all need to work that out because if what he's saying is true, you're not going to make it on your own, bro. And after that show, I don't know. If I was a record label, I wouldn't mess with you. Slopping up watermelons and stuff like that and sounding horrible. Nah. You might need to rethink that. And while you still got some movement in your legs and y'all can still do some things, y'all had a good run. It's B2K. I don't know. Omarion is done. A million is done. Those future shows probably got canceled. It probably did. I'm calling them guys and saying, look, we need to work it out. We need to work it out. I don't even know, but first of all, you can't have B2K without Raz B though, right? Is he even going to be on board with that? Is he even going to be mentally on board with that? That's something we need to think about anyway. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. He's going to be working for love offers. And ain't nothing worse than that. That's that Key Sweat situation. When you working for love offers and like, oh God, if we could have a line, come over here after you singing R&B. Nah, that's not going to happen. But I'm about to jump off of here. Y'all know what that song is. That's my leaving song. Tomorrow, I'm going to start right at 8. Okay, so please, I'm going to start right at 8. Make sure you get somebody. I want to get a Hebrew Israelite on here, okay? Let me know. Hit my inbox, okay? Take care, everybody. Good night.